Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In case you haven't noticed, we have Adeola in the house.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're in your house. I feel like I'm in a celebrity's house.
No.
House is gorgeous, by the way.
She was like his Instagrammable.
I know, it so is.
Definitely not.
It is, like every
I
corner.
hoovered just for you.
Every corner is gorgeous. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to have you here. Now, I have saved Adeola for a certain reason, because as you guys probably know by following Addy, that she is queen of skin. Absolutely.
I am obsessed.
I am so excited to be doing a new year, new us, new skin video with you. And I have to say, as a bit of a spoiler alert for you guys, there is going to be a lot of education in this, because Addy is like the encyclopedia of Bobbi Brown. So we're all going to be learning a lot throughout this. Addy, you've actually got quite oily skin, right?
Yeah, so this is perfect because I'm quite oily, and what are you, Amy?
I'm really, really dry.
So polar opposites, but it's good because we've used some products the same, but everything else is totally different.
So any tips? I know loads of you guys have been requesting for oily skin demos. This is your girl to follow. So make sure you check out all the tips that Addy's sharing today. And for any of you that are super dry, just continue with the routine that I'm doing, because again, it's all about packing and locking in them nutrients. Safe to say, I think we have all our skincare in front of us. It literally looks like heaven.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get started.
I am going to start off with skin brightener. My main concern is pigmentation, so for me this is gold, liquid gold. A couple of drops always before tonic, so literally 1, 2, 3, that's all you would need. And then I warm it up into my hands and press it into my skin. And this is really good for evening out any pigmentation, you know, renewing the skin so it exfoliates. So I always forget to kind of use my buffing grains, but I love this because it gives me the same action, but I have to remember to physically do it. And it just reveals more brighter, more even skin. So who doesn't want that? Like a newborn baby.
I want baby skin.
Who doesn't want baby skin, Amy? Every day I want baby skin.
I also have a long list of all the things that I want to do. So for me, I see your skin brightener and I raise you skin moisture solution.
She trumped me.
I use 2 to 3 drops of this onto clean skin.
Love this stuff too. And actually you can combine them, so I would always do maybe skin brightener first, and then skin moisture solution afterwards if I was going to use both of them together.
Especially when you want those pamper nights.
It like plumps your skin.
Doesn't it? It literally, instantly, I always find it plumps. But the way I always think about remedies, like, as to your point, Addy, we can use them whenever we want, but I always think of them like medicine. In the same way you go to your paracetamol when you've got a headache, or your Lemsip when you've got a cold, the remedies are for when you just want to pinpoint that certain thing that you need help with, and you don't have to do it every single day. Gosh, we know what we're like if we had paracetamol every single day. Be addicted. But you just use them as and when you need that little pick-me-up. And this is why I use moisture solution, because although it acts as a magnet to water, when you put it underneath any of your favourite products that really hydrate and nourish the skin, it will actually triple that hydration. So that's why I'm now going to go on top with treatment lotion. And you guys know what's coming. Face oil.
I love this combination.
This combo.
So good.
For me it gives you that really watery glow. Now, I am super dry. I still recommend this for normal to combination, but you're super oily. So you're doing hydrating face tonic. So I wish I could use treatment lotion and facial oil, but it would be too much for my skin. There's that tendency to want to kind of take away all the shine in the skin and all the oil, and you don't want to do that. You actually want to keep the skin balanced. This is really good for that, because all it does, it helps to kind of replace that lost moisture in the skin, balance your skin out, and then your skin doesn't have to produce as much oil. And I also use this more like for me being dry in the summer. Because where I'm more dehydrated in the summer, and it's not because of the cocktails, it's because of the heat. But mojitos.
Mojitos,
But it does, again, it just hydrates rather than adds excess moisture.
Exactly that. And I like to use mine with a cotton pad, or if you want to, you can literally just pop it onto your hand and just splash it and press it into the skin. Either way works quite well.
So nice.
Oh, it's like a drink of water.
It's lovely. So for me, I'm going to take my extra face oil. This is a fresh bottle actually, because I ran out over Christmas. I was using it that much. I always pop it in the palm of my hand, just tip it upside down, tip it back, That oil is more than enough
That's such a good
for the face and neck.
Because there's a tendency to want to put the whole thing on.
Then treatment lotion, I take 2-3 drops, and this is great because it is that gel texture. It's so easy. It's not going to go everywhere. I just tap. Oh, it's brand new. Look how fresh it is. Santa got me everything I wanted this year.
Everything she wanted.
Including new treatment lotion.
Oh my.
So I'm just taking 2 to 3 drops of this gel-like texture, which is really nice because you're not going to overload too much. Just a few there. And then I'm going to massage together. And I often will use cotton pads more so at night if I really want to do like a cleanse with it.
Yeah.
But in the morning, I take this and I have like this gorgeous glow. And I just take that straight onto the skin with my hands.
Okay.
And do you know what? It doesn't, like you can see already, it almost looks quite matte there on my hand now. Because the oil sinks in with the treatment lotion and you don't have a residue.
Yeah.
You don't have that oily, like heavy, rich finish on the surface because it just sinks straight in.
Let's go in with serum.
I know you've loved this for years.
I've loved this since day dot. So this is the Intensive Skin Supplement and it is phenomenal. So I actually had a lady message me the other day and she's like, because of you I've just purchased a new bottle of this, and she was like, my skin has never looked better. So that's testament to how good this is.
Yeah.
And
you
love
don't drink it?
I don't drink it. It's not for you to take.
Just in case.
Just in case. Again, that's all you would need. And I always say with a serum is that you don't want to use too much. It's actually better to warm it up in your hand first and then press it into the skin.
Yeah.
And that's because your serum is packed full of all of these amazing ingredients that want to go deep into the skin, so you really want to help them to go right in. So if I think of the skin brightener as more of like my treatment, and this is more about prevention, so the two go together, so I'm preventing and treating.
Love that. Love. And for me, vitamin C, I look, especially in the summer, for most of my products to have vitamin C.
Yeah, so important.
Because the job of vitamin C is just to really give you that all over brightness, that even tone.
Yeah.
So that when it comes to makeup, you're not having to use foundation to brighten your skin. From there, I'm gonna do Repair Nourishing Milk. Now, Repair Nourishing Milk has all the benefits that you get from the extra face oil. So as you can tell, I just need more and more and more of it. Which is about nourishing the skin, keeping it looking really plump and radiant underneath the skin, but also balancing any of the oil that we don't want in the skin and the good oil that we do want in the skin. So I find I get quite an oily T-zone throughout. And I find using this helps me control it even more, which you would think it wouldn't, but what it's doing is, again, is it's balancing the skin. It's not producing any of the oil I don't want, it's just keeping all of the good oil that I do want, and that's putting it in.
So you've got in there your facial oil, but also the extra repair serum, which is amazing. I like to use this in the winter, so obviously Christmas is just gone. It's been so cold, and actually I've used this as a treatment as and when I felt like my skin really needed that extra bit of TLC.
Eye cream.
Okay, so I actually switch it up. So for Christmas, just around that party period, it was so busy for me. I mean, there was always like a party or somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I would use the eye repair. Yeah, we were really, really busy during Christmas period. Lots of fun to be had. And I've just come back from New York as well, so I actually used extra repair eye cream. I ran out, and I started to love the Hydrating Eye Cream. So actually this is all really important. It's all about swapping and just changing when you feel there's like a change in your skin. So this is slightly lighter in texture, but really good for hydration.
Yeah.
And you don't need a lot with the Hydrating Eye Cream. So probably about that amount is enough for both eyes. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that underneath the eye area.
And I am still so dry. Still dry over here, guys. Extra eye repair cream, and this for me is that I do wear a lot of hydrating eye cream. In fact, I probably wear it, I was almost the other way, I think, because I was wearing it a lot more like in the winter at night.
Yeah.
And that's because I always recommend, if you like to wear a good amount of concealer, if you like to wear a nice amount of heavy makeup, which ain't a bad thing, but put hydrating eye cream underneath that, because again, it's a great primer, it's thin enough to really lock in your moisture, but keep your makeup looking really smooth. And then for me, when I'm almost going a little bit softer, I've got extra eye repair cream here. So I'm going almost a bit more in my moisturizer.
Yeah.
And often less in my makeup when I use this. So I'm just gonna take this right the way through, and I just kind of take that right to the top of my cheekbones there.
So vitamin enriched face base, and actually we're both going to be using this today.
Yeah.
Because it is a great moisturizer for an oilier skin, but also for a dry skin as well. I love this, and actually I fell in love with this before I worked for Bobbi Brown because it was the most amazing primer before makeup.
Yeah. Exactly why I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you're not one for having to like use too many products, how great that you can have one product that does the two things for you. So it primes your skin, but it also hydrates and plumps before makeup and moisturizes.
And for me, I use it because at this point, you know how I was saying I love vitamin C? At this point of my skincare routine, this is where I put that brightness in.
Yeah.
So I've kind of, for me where I'm so dry, I've really repaired and protected my skin underneath. And now I'm going in and brightening and really getting that finish that I want before makeup with the vitamin rich face base. So I really find a lot of, especially whenever I do any makeup for, whether it's on set, for brides, anything like that, I find this is something that's just so universal.
Yeah.
Every woman loves it.
It's such a
And then, G had it.
Oh, does he love it?
G had it. When did he have it actually? It was a couple of weeks ago because I was like, where is my vitamin rich face base? And he was like, the lemon smelling one.
I love this because it's oil free. So for someone like me that's oily, I actually still want a rich moisturiser. I don't want to use anything that's too lightweight, but then I also want something that's not going to be too sticky.
No, but I actually also love it because although it is oil free and it just helps combat my T-zone, the shea butter in it also just feels really good.
Yeah.
Like it smells amazing. It makes you feel good when you put it on.
Oh, I'm going to do primer plus protection, and it's so important because I've used a skin brightener, and that's going to be revealing brighter, more even skin. I need to ensure that I protect that with the primer plus SPF 50. For most people colour, to try and find an SPF that goes into the skin beautifully is really, really hard. Like you can see that it just goes in so nicely. So you can't even see that that's on there. Yeah. And I love that because it's invisible, but then it's giving me the protection that I need at the same time. It also gives a nice glow, I feel, you know. I'm
gonna go in with the Primer Plus Hydrating 3-in-1 setting spray because I like to put it on before makeup, but then part of my New Year's resolution as well is to just have a little bit more of a spritz of this throughout the day.
Oh, that's a good resolution. That's one
Drink
I can keep
my water, spritz my skin. This is what I'm thinking.
Okay, hydration do you want every
some?
Way. Of course.
Okay,
here
we go.
I never want any.
Hold it like a selfie, girls.
Oh, yes.
And just spritz away.
Oh, so good. Okay. Oh, bit of lip balm.
Oh yeah, lip balm. So now we have something very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm absolutely loving them. We have the brand new lip tints. Look at them, beautiful. A shade created for each of us, Addie.
Exactly that. Oh.
So, as you guys may know, I absolutely love the Bare Pink lip tint. Just a colour that stains your lips so beautifully and looks completely different on every single lip colour.
I don't know how they do it, it's like magic, but it really does bring out the natural colour in your own lips.
It brings out the best colour in your own lip, I find.
The best of you.
Yeah, the best of you. So I'm going in with a brand new, and this is the Bare Nude. And
this one is called Bare Blackberry. Beautiful colour.
Love this. So you get. Oh wait, I'm feeling this.
Do you like?
Yes, Addie. So this gives you all the benefits of what you get from our lip balm. Again, great for priming and prepping the skin before your lip, and it will give you. I find like it kind of recycles all your old lip colours if you put your lip colour on top.
I like it on top of my lipsticks.
Yeah.
Luxe Lips, whatever formula, Crush lip colour, amazing.
It just takes it to that next level, doesn't it? It's great.
Exactly.
So we're going to take this straight on the lip. I've got quite a pinky reddy tone to my lip.
Oh, it's gone really pinky on you.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
But also it's just a little bit warmer because the Bare Pink lip tint brings out more of like a bluey pink in my lip.
Yeah. This is like my perfect nude lip colour.
That is.
So I always talk to this as being a really good sort of alternative to lipstick if you're not really a big lipstick wearer. This is amazing because you don't have to worry about, oh, is my lipstick still on or has it worn off? You know, just having this in your handbag, you can chuck it on. But yeah, it's a primer, we're all set.
Good.
Ready to go, yeah.
Primed, prepped, skin feels good. So from there, we're gonna go in with correcting. I always do my corrector concealer first, do you?
Always, always, always the first thing that you do. Yeah.
Because I find, and I say this to so many women, like you wake up in the morning, and let's face it, we all wake up in the morning, we look in the mirror and we think, gosh, I'm gonna need a bit of makeup on today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, and we look in the mirror and think, right, foundation I'm gonna put on first, and that will be like my quick fix.
Yeah.
When actually, by the time you've put your foundation on and evened out everywhere else, you then, when you put your concealer on, you feel like you've almost gone a bit too heavy. You just don't need it.
Yeah.
So I always start with corrector and concealer because on all of us, no matter what skin tone, darkest area is always the under eye.
Yeah.
And once I even out the tone under the eye, then I go in and think, oh, how much foundation do I need today?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you don't need a lot more.
Exactly that. I always remember when you used to say this to me, Amy, you'd be like, you don't need as much foundation when you've got a really good corrector and concealer.
Yeah.
And it's so true. I am very deep Bisque corrector, so it's more of a sort of pinky undertone because I've got a lot of more bluey purple under my eye. Yeah, blue purple.
I'm still a Bisque. I'm really sad. I've gone to extra light Bisque.
Oh,
that's when you know times are tough.
Yeah, and also that we need a holiday.
And you need a holiday. Exactly, Addie.
Yeah.
Extra light Bisque is normally around the time of year that I book a holiday. No, but it's great because it takes out any of like my light bluey undertone that I have right now in a corner.
Yeah, always in a corner.
And I always take mine mainly on the bridge of the nose here.
Okay.
And it's just because I find women that are concerned with fine lines or texture around the eye, if you put it just on this area here, it gives the illusion of brightening up that under eye without it looking heavy, and you're not having to push it into any fine lines. Whereas you have the most smoothest under eyes I've ever seen.
It's all that eye cream that I use. I bathe in it.
So concealer, I'm using, are we the same? Instant, are we the same? I wish we were the same colour.
Amy wants to be an almond so badly.
Almond is my dream. Like, when I hit honey on holiday, I'm like, yes, I've made it. So I'm using sand. We'll get you there, babe. Don't worry.
One day. I'm using Almond. And yeah, I just love this because it's so creamy.
Yeah.
I mean, look how nice.
Are you a swiper or a dotter?
I'm a swiper.
Same.
I'm like, shove it on, get it on.
Get it all on.
Get it all on.
I'm just using, I actually use concealer blender.
Okay.
I do use full coverage touch-up brush, probably more on like shoots and for other people.
Yeah.
But on myself, I'm still a big concealer blender girl.
And also you'll notice that we're both using our fingers to kind of tap it in.
Yeah.
Which is so essential because these are quite creamy, full coverage products. And so actually the natural warmth in your fingers does a great job to blend it in seamlessly so it doesn't look like you've just applied a product directly onto the skin. It kind of melts it into the skin for you. Oh my god, we're like two different people. Awake, Adeola? Tired, Adeola?
And I love how, and I see this on so many people, look how much our eyes look more lifted on one side.
So lifted.
How weird is that? Concealer done.
Let's go in with foundation.
Foundation, yes.
Skin Longwear Weightless. Love this. You don't feel like you're wearing a full coverage foundation. So it is one of those ones where it really kind of melts into your skin. And actually I love a very glowy look, as you can tell. But with this one, it kind of adapts. If you use more dewier products, it gives you more of a dewier glow. If you use more mattifying things underneath, such as the Prime Plus mattifier, it's going to give you more of a matte finish. So it really does work with what you want it to work with.
Yeah, and for me, yeah, you're so right. Even though I'm so dry, you would think, gosh, having a 16-hour wear foundation, that's going to be heavy. It's really not.
It's not at
I was
all.
wearing that a lot through all the busy times we had before Christmas and even for evening, and then just like layering my stick on top.
So sometimes I do use the flat foundation brush to apply this with, but actually I like to kind of buff it in if I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'll just use the full coverage face brush.
And for me, I'm going in, oldie but goodie. Stick is just the quickest, easiest way to put on a foundation. But for me this really helps because it still balances the moisture in the skin really well. So whether you're oily or dry, it just helps create that barrier between the skin and makeup so that you're still getting that all day wear and you're balancing out the dry and oily areas. And this I'm using beige at the moment, so.
Soon to be Almond.
Beige going on honey, guys.
Coming soon. And then I'm gonna go in with a bit of the stick. So one of the great things about the stick foundation is that it has what we call the smart stick technology, which essentially means that it adapts to your skin. So for example, someone like Amy that's slightly drier, you've got the shea butter in there that really helps to give you that very flawless, smooth finish. But for someone like me that's slightly oilier, we have a lot of silica in there. Well, not a lot of, there's a silica in there that really helps to kind of minimise the excess shine and mattify. So I would put this on the areas where I feel like I need that extra bit of coverage. And I love that I'm using the same brush for both the liquid and the stick foundation.
And notice both of us are pressing where we want to build coverage.
Yeah.
And then we're just like softly buffing that out where we don't want a lot of coverage at all. And that is just a really good top tip to help keep your makeup how you want it to look flawless through the centre of the face where we predominantly get more red or more discoloration. And then nice and light, almost like a tinted moisturiser around the outside where we don't need it at all.
Exactly that. That gorgeous base.
Right, you're probably like, Ames, I'm dying for powder.
I am dying for powder.
This is so interesting actually, because I remember when you were saying you were like, I'm obsessed with this powder, I love it, I need it all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would never pick that up.
Skin Weightless powder. I love just the formula of it because powders have had a bad rep in the way that they can be very drying, but this one is definitely not that. So actually the formula and the way that it's made is actually a liquid that they bake in the oven, so it retains that really creamy consistency.
Yeah.
And it shows when you apply it on your skin because it just melts in really beautifully. So again, same thing with the foundation, you want to kind of press it on. You don't want to buff because you're just going to move the coverage underneath. And I only have a powder where I need it, so for me that tends to be my T-zone, so my forehead, down the centre of my nose. I get sweaty top lip, guys.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Top lip and then my chin area. And then I like to leave the rest of this area to glow.
For me, you guys know I love the Nude Finish Illuminating Powder. I'm actually using Buff. So I've got a bit warmer, even though I'm fairer, because I'm using this as a bit of a 2-in-1, just to tint the skin at the same time as setting. And to Addie's point where powders have a slightly bad rep, Nude Finish Illuminating Powder is a powder for dry skin. So this actually gives you all the benefits of a setting powder, but with a slight bit of a glow, because it has just like, as you can see, like them gorgeous soft shimmery particles in there, which I find don't look glitzy on the skin. I'm using it really softly around the edge of my face there, and then pressing that in. And again, this is great at just locking in that moisture to the skin, so it won't look heavy at all, no matter how much you apply. Flawless, if I don't say so myself.
Really nice.
Flawless. I'm just gonna put more on. I'm loving it.
Keep going. And you can, that's the thing with these powders, you absolutely can do that.
Do you reckon I've gone up to a natural yet?
Yeah, you're definitely, you started off as a sand.
I started off as a sand.
And now you're all natural. The power of makeup.
Girls, you can be anything you want to be.
You can be anything you want to be. And she's still going, guys. It's been 10 minutes.
Right, that's the colour I like to be. From there, we're going to be going in with my favourite thing, bronzer.
Bronzer.
This I'm really excited about. I had no idea you were going to use this colour. Actually, you probably more should use this colour. You're probably like, Amy, I had no idea you were going to use
this. This is meant to be my colour. Amy's like, I just want to be warmer.
I just want to be more like Addie. I was saying to Addie before when we were getting stuff out of our makeup bag, I said, Addie, I'm going the wrong way. I used Deep in the summer, I stopped using it, went back to my Stone Street, my Golden Light, and then now we've come into January and like end of December, I've gone back to Deep.
Yeah. It's like you need it more than ever, especially after Christmas and you know, we just have a lack of sun in the UK, so bronzer is imperative. So I use this more so now than actually in the summertime to really add that warmth back into my skin. And
Deep, for any of you guys that don't know, is like we have 2 tones. We have 3 tones at Bobbi Brown, but 2 key tones, and it's either a cinnamon or a golden. Yeah. And for both of us, we're naturally more of a golden undertone.
Like a yellow undertone.
Exactly, which is why we've opted for Deep. If you're slightly more cinnamon or reddish in your skin tone, you'd opt for more of the dark in this, or like the medium bronzer in this.
Right.
But I'm going to be still using this with my sheer powder brush, and this is what's key. If you want a colour, and this is why I'm using it for myself, because if I go in with Stone Street at this time of year, I'll layer it up, layer it up, layer it up. My skin will go a bit warmer, but more than anything, I will be putting so much on that my skin will look more matte. Yeah. Whereas I'm going to use a tiny, tiny amount of this, sweep it sheerly across my skin, and it will tint my skin and give me the warmth that I want, but I'm not building up any more powder than I need to.
Absolutely. Where do you start, Amy, when you apply it?
Always forehead, and I always push it right back into my hairline, just because what we don't want is that white halo around the outside the face. And then I quite like, at this time of year, you're gonna hate me, I like that skiing effect.
Oh, what's that?
Where the under eye is like really bright.
Oh.
And you almost have that real bright, like you've just been wearing ski goggles. That's the look I like. Like it just makes me feel really awake.
That is gonna be a new look now.
The ski goggle look.
Ski goggle. But how amazing that we're both using the same bronzer, but it works so well.
Yeah.
And that's the key, like there's so many different types of bronzers at Bobbi Brown that you're really spot for choice, but that you don't have to just stick with that one. Like you should definitely go into store and then, you know, you can always find a different bronzer depending on what kind of look you want to go for.
And I think that's where we really think, like we've always, I think when you're looking at shades and you think, gosh, that would be too dark. But actually, any bronzer will go as dark as you want it to go, depending on how much you apply.
Exactly.
It's all about the tone in that bronzer.
Yeah,
because the tone is the key, that is what makes it look natural on you. From there, I'm going to finish off with blush.
Yes.
What blush are you going to do?
I have my trusty palette of colours here. I'm going to go for Nectar, which is this colour here.
Do you take these every day with you?
Every day.
Depending on what day, which colour do you go for?
Mainly these two, so that would be Pale Pink and Nectar.
Yeah.
So I'll do double blushing. So Nectar's kind of like my go-to nude colour, and then Pale Pink is like that pop of colour.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably do that more if I was like going out, or if I feel very tired and I want to feel more awake.
Yeah.
I'll go for Pale Pink, but most days it's always Nectar blusher.
And are these like your evening colours?
Yeah, so like Sand Pink's quite lovely as well.
Feeling
and then
sassy.
Peony, if I, yes, took the words right off my mouth. If I'm feeling sassy, bit of peony.
Yes. I also know what you mean there.
Yeah. So let's go in with a bit of Nectar. And again, popping that on the apples of my cheeks, and it just gives me that lovely flusher colour. Oh, nice.
Such a healthy blush. And I love where you do this two-tone blush, Addie, because I think this is great for women that can't always get their blusher to look as smooth as they want it to look.
Yeah.
Or just in general, you want your blusher to look so even.
Yeah.
When you do a two-tone, it does all the work for you.
Yeah.
Because your first tone is just giving you that warmth in your complexion and brightness, and then your second tone, just a little pop, and it just looks like you've airbrushed.
Exactly. So I'll pop a bit of the Pale Pink on, which is this colour here. I mean, that colour, whenever I show it to anyone, they look so scared. They're like, oh, I would never wear that. But the minute you put it on, it's literally like a massive revelation. They're like, oh my God, I love it.
But even looking at like all of your colours, Adeola, like you'll notice that Addie doesn't have a lot of brown in your palette, and that's because often all these bright, like almost like plummy, purpley, bright, vibrant colours, they look terrifying in the palette, but actually they look so much better on the skin than a browner
They just
tone.
lift my complexion. I absolutely love it. I always love a pink blusher, my favourite. So yeah, that is Nectar and then Pale Pink.
So you guys know I absolutely love a cream blush. I find actually I never really go to powder blushes unless it's the brightening brick.
Yeah.
Love the brightening brick.
Or Pot Rouge.
Yeah, Pot Rouge is my fave.
Yeah.
I'm loving Luxe Lip Colour as blush at the moment.
Love, that's such a good tip.
Throughout Christmas I was doing it in a few of my tutorials on Instagram, but for me, even if I'm not going to wear it as a lipstick, I still take one out just to use as a blush.
So, and that's such a gorgeous colour as well.
Pink nude.
Nice.
Great lip colour anyway, like even if I just do press a bit
That
in.
is you in a lip colour.
It's like my perfect nude.
Perfect.
And then I just draw that on the cheeks. Again, there's not a lot of brown to it. It's a great creamy texture. And what's
Really
beautiful
nice.
about the Luxe range is that it is that little more advanced, that it looks smoother on the skin. You can use it as a 2-in-1. It's not going to separate on the cheek.
Absolutely.
It just looks really fresh. And do you know what? That lasts me all day.
So that will just stay on for you
I
all
won't
day.
need to touch up.
Wow.
And because I do suffer from a little bit of redness in the cheek, I kind of don't need to go in with too much anyway.
Yeah. That's all you need, just that little pop of colour on the cheeks. And you don't have to worry about finding a matching lipstick and a blusher. Like, it's just there for you, 2-in-1. So you know it's going to suit your skin.
Okay, so from here, we're going to show you how powerful a good, fresh, clean skin is. And just by pairing it with a mascara and a brow product, we are going to freshen up the eyes, define them a little bit, but keep the full focus on skin. So, do you reckon we can do it in a minute?
Let's do it.
45 seconds, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Ready? Go,
Let's go. pretty.
So here we have it, looking fresh, definitely feeling fresh.
Yeah, feeling fabulous.
I think it's so interesting to see how with minimal makeup and just investing in that little more time in skincare, how the result is actually so much more flawless than just slapping on loads of makeup.
Absolutely.
You know,
the
isn't
key
it funny?
to everything is the right skincare product and the right, you know, makeup for your skin type as well, and just making sure that you really focus on hydration. Like that's so key.
So for you guys that want to continue to follow Addy, Addy is on Instagram at
it's bbpro_Adeola Boyega. Yeah, so it'll be written down in the description box below.
I'll link that below.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, all of that so that you don't get lost in that big wide world of YouTube.
Make sure you subscribe to some amazing content from Amy.
Oh,
I love
thanks.
tuning in.
We've got a lot more coming up.
Ooh, can't wait.
But we hope you guys enjoy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
I can't believe we're in 2019. Oh my gosh, this is going to be the best year yet. I can just feel it.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good year. Someone's getting married.
So have a great week, guys, and we will see you soon. Bye. Happy New Year.
Stay hydrated, guys.
Stay hydrated. It's the new year.
That is the key of life.
Don't stop.
So you've had enough.
2019. She's like, I'm wet, Amy.